And we're go. So, welcome to those who are joining us. Third episode. Normally, you should be seeing that a lot of little things are in being improved. If not, well, I don't know how to correct them, so we'll just have to live with it until I do. So we'll do that. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, a little bit of recap from last session, please.
Not it.
Not it.
Come on.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Didn't I already do it last time?
No. Previous
And
time
the
was
bard
the
did
bard.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Well, after finding what was the name of the tavern again? Of the inn again?
Kaya's.
Gentle Repose. House of Gentle Repose.
Yes.
I just didn't have the Kaya.
All right.
Which House
And-
of Gentle Repose does sound like a mortuary, to my opinion, but you know.
Yeah. Well, at least we might be counting on the nights without any zombies or
It's
skeletons
Kaya's
rising.
House of Repose. There's no Gentle Repose.
Oh, my bad.
That is I think that's a spell, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
might
the
actually be.
cleric thing.
It's a cleric thing.
So we found her house, had an interesting conversation with the
Kaya
holder of
herself,
the
yeah.
house.
You finally met someone who knew Vroon.
Yes, and who didn't react like the average
Black.
the average inhabitant of Port Nyanzaru, because I have no idea of what they would be called.
Choltian.
Varusians?
I throughout the adventure, there's no particular difference between the people living in the city and living in the jungle. It's just Choltian. So,
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, Nianzaran, I guess, would be, but that's. It's like making the difference between a Frenchman and a Parisian, right? They're the only ones who actually make it important.
Yes.
That might be something. Sorsha, everything all right?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you.
And then we found our way to the tavern of the Thunderous Lizard, was it? Or Thunder Lizard? Yeah. May I state that I like that name?
The Thundering Lizard, yes.
Thundering Lizard. And we could have a survey of the different guides that we could take to get into the jungles of Chult. We did a pre-selection of 3 different guides and had already interviewed one. We still have 2 that we need to.
Yes. So you interviewed Eku,
Yes.
and you were told that Azaka was more of a maybe evening or night creature with regards to the Thundering Lizard, and you were told that the last one
Wasn't in town at the moment,
Salida
right?
had not been seen in a few days.
Okay.
Okay.
As for your yes, so as
for our destination,
still unknown.
we had. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The actual current decision of where we would go next. we had decided to go to the temple.
Temple of Savras.
Yeah, Temple of Savras, because maybe their foreseers and seers would have a bit more information in the temples at Waterdeep.
Just so you know, why get a guide? Just so you understand. Again, this is a bit meta with regards to the guide will help you on survival and navigation checks once we start the hex crawl, and some guides actually do know points and locations on the map and know how to guide you to there. So if one particular guide knows a location, that location will be placed on your map. Or depending on depending if they tell you where this thing is, that might actually also be something different. So do not underestimate the importance of the choice of guide. It is very well also a possibility to realize you go up with a guide, realize that they've either died, betrayed you, they don't know where they're going, they're incompetent, and you come back to the city to find another one. I am not. So the adventure is kind of planned around the fact that you go backwards and forwards into the jungle and back to society, but that also is based on adventurers who come in level 1. They don't have 50,000 gold at their disposal to equip
We
themselves.
don't have 50,000 gold anymore.
You
Yeah.
had.
Yes.
You had at least 40,000 gold to equip yourselves in magical items and other assorted
And
magic
trinkets.
trinkets. Yes, I like the idea of trinkets.
Only 30,000.
Yeah, plus all the ones that you found in Waterdeep anyway. So,
Yes.
but anyways, the fact that you are starting at level 6 with that past behind you means that there's probably going to be limited amount of backwards and forwards between. But
It will be easier to survive for longer periods in the jungle.
Right, exactly. Now, I do have. There are, of course, random encounters a bit all over the place, including in Port Nyanzaru. And for reasons that I will keep to my own, I'm not going to have them fall on you, all of you, in the next 2 days before you leave the city, because I actually always want to see. No, I'm keeping some just in case you come back. If you come back.
I'm sure we will.
We'll see. Okay.
After we found the thing we need to find, and after we've resolved the whole adventure, we're coming back to Chult, to Port Nyanzaru, and there is the last encounter of the city.
Yeah, they all, but every single one of them, because I don't want to skip anyone, because all of them are awesome. Yeah, I can see you guys coming back going, okay, we finished this. Let's be tourists for a while.
Oh yeah,
It's a possibility
that's
as well. Spending a week at the Temple of Sune.
Yes, just yes.
So,
Yeah.
I guess we're waiting.
okay.
Mhm.
So, let's get back to Port Nyanzaru, shall we? And here we go. So, you guys were headed here.
And we were in 19, right? The Thundering Lizard?
Yep.
Or somewhere around there.
You
We
were
started
yes,
there.
somewhere
Yeah,
around
okay.
there. Let me just check something. What is 19? Yeah, 19 is the fish market.
Is the fish markets.
Yeah.
And 18 is the Red Bazaar and inns. So it's probably around
Yeah,
18
so it's probably around here. So, let's see. Okay. So as you step out from the Thundering Lizard, it's about we had mentioned it's about mid afternoon. The heat is starting slowly, much too slowly for some of you as preference, to sort of come down as the sun is beating down less. It's still nonetheless suffocating, um, but you have some reprieve coming from the sea. As you head up north, again the same sights. Though, actually, before we do that, let me give you a bit of um, meta knowledge, I'll say, with regards to the city itself. So let me give you. Okay, so I'm going to read the description here, just so that you understand a little bit. If you want me to point out certain things, let me know. So this Vroon, of course, you know the city. Gale, you might know some of these things as well, at least on a general basis. Things this is nothing. It's not anything that wouldn't be on a tourist pamphlet. So, Port Nianzaru is a city of walls within walls. Burgeoning wealth has driven the city's richest residents to raise defenses against the jungle's dangers, and possibly against the dangers they perceive from the city's less well-off districts, which lie all up outside the main wall. The walls are impressive barriers of massive fitted stone. Like other structures in Port Nianzaru, they're decorated with colorful paintings of geometric designs, animals, and mythic figures. These have been added on by the Chaltian population once the Omnian colonists were basically pushed out. So it's reclaiming these Omnian structures as their own. The city is defined by 4 steep hills. The westernmost hill, called Temple Hill, so this would be here at the on the map. Let's see. The westernmost hill, called Temple Hill because it's the home to the Temple of Savras, is completely walled off from lower ground. A wide stone bridge crosses on arch columns from Temple Hill to Throne Hill, site of Golden Throne. A second bridge connects Throne Hill to the southern slopes, sites where several merchant princes' villas. East of the harbor, the Hall of Gold gleams atop the city's tallest hill, Mount Sibasa, which is connected by a bridge to the neighboring Ikulwazi Hill. Yikulwazi, sorry. Site of the Grand Colosseum. Yikulwa being the Chaltian name for blade. Steep, stepped streets and terraces surround each hill. So as you can see, the temple. Where is it? Golden Throne is here.
Are you picking stuff? Because I can't see.
There we go. So this is Golden Hill, Temple Hill, and in 5, the Merchant Prince's villas would be somewhere around. Well, in 5 basically, so they're a bit all over the place.
All the 5s.
Yeah, all the 5s.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I have the Grand Colosseum? Let's see.
Down east.
Down east.
Yeah, so 20.
20. Okay. Yeah. So right here, and right here is the temple, the Hall of Gold, which is the temple to Joaquin. Right. So to continue quickly, outside the main walls are 3 slums: the Old City to the southwest, where many buildings are remnants of older pyramidal construction.
So here?
South.
Waste pits.
Yeah, so yeah, southeast. So this would be around here.
No, Old City is written over here.
It's southwest would be Old City.
Southwest. Oh yeah, right. Because because this is
North is over here.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So you've got the old city to the southwest with many buildings and remnants of older pyramidal construction. Mallow's Throat to the south, where buildings cling to the walls. There we go. So the walls of a lush canyon spanned by rope bridges. And finally, just below that, at least on the map, Tiriki Anchorage, where explorers and river folk gather. So this is quite often, considering that this is the mouth of the river that goes south.
And the dinosaur pens.
Yes, and the dinosaur pen. So this is pretty much the main starting point for any expeditions into the south into the jungle. About half the city's population lives crowded together outside the walls, and when they're not, where they're always exposed to sudden attacks by carnivores and undead. A volunteer citizens brigade keeps watch for approaching danger. When residents of the outer walls hear the long blast of warning horns, day or night, they scramble for the safety of the market ward or the merchant's ward until the all clear sounds. So, yes, it is very much a capitalist city, as in if you live within the walls, if you have the means to live within the walls, you're okay. For the others, well, danger is just on the cusp of the will of the jungle, basically. So maybe Iku has had a point. So, however, the jungle does not bother you for now. As you move, as I mentioned, you move you move west. Actually, move up, but you move west to the merchant's ward, passing in front of the Great Bazaar and so on. As you find yourself, so right here, this is 8. This is
Temple of God.
Yeah, the Temple of Gond. You pass the Temple of Gond, and it's gears and smoke that remind you a bit of home. And follow up the steep steps up to the first landing of the Merchant's Ward. There, you can start seeing the house. These are much richer houses, but all of them seem to figure in the same kind of structure. They are decorated differently. They are then the decoration goes from murals to almost this would be colored pottery that is the sort of colored tiles on the rooftops, but very much the same sort of traditional kind of structure. And Vroon, for being in one or two of them, you know that these the Choltian home is a very traditional type of home. Is that there is a certain amount of rooms, they have to be of a certain amount of space, in a fairly similar fashion, sort of standard template. You'll always have the central cooking area, the central meeting area, and then you'll have the baths and so forth. Of course, the richer you are, the more amenities you have, and the more possibilities that you have of making it grandiose. But it's fairly traditional. As you move up, you come up to the steps of the Temple of Savras. The temple itself is the dome of it is while most domes are a bit sort of flattened conic shape, as you would see, this one, the top of it, it's basically a cylinder, and on top of it you have a half dome. circled by large bands of either brass covered or sort of goldish. Anyway, almost looking at giving the impression not of an astrolabe, but the sky maps. The globes, the astral globes. You additionally on the black and blue surface, you actually do have as well these flashes of gold to sort of imitate what an observatory would look like in our days. So painted with the night sky put in there. You know that Savras, being the deity of wizard, fortune tellers, diviners, but also the truth speakers, the doors are wide open as usual. You know, it's something of the Temple of Savras is by tradition doors open, as in our knowledge is open to all. But of course, for a price. Donations are welcome.
Yes, donations. Sure. Well, guys, what do you want to do in the meanwhile?
Well, let's step in, see if someone can give us information.
Good idea. Let's go.
As you enter, it is a place of heavy incense smell, and you almost feel there's a almost lethargic quality to the place. It would be easy for someone to just sort of either doze off or to slip into a meditative state. And in many of the corners of this round building are different alcoves, and that you could maybe that sort of comfortable little alcoves, just seated cushions basically, and you can see several merchants walking in, talking with what seem to be priests, or at least they are wearing simple, fairly simple robes. And at the base of their neck, you can see a pendant in the shape of an eye. Let's see if I can find the symbol.
One of the symbols of Savras. Yeah.
Here we go. And so, and let's see. Visual aids. Let's put it here. There we go.
Not bad.
So it's a
for the viewers at home. It's
so not that they normally they can
can
actually see it. Yeah, they can see it. I just have to switch. So it's basically a constellation within an eye, with the iris of an eye.
Yeah, reminds me of something.
If beholders had a religion.
I mean, they only believe in themselves, right?
I even have my own little souvenir.
Do you?
Yes, indeed.
Like that, Lero.
Oh, right. Yes, that. Okay. If you call that a memory, I mean.
Well, it is in a way.
Maybe more of a dream. But spoilers. So, as you come up to the steps again, like as I meant, and into the doors, there's this. The sounds themselves are seem to almost muted within the walls, and mostly because of either the sound of trickling water or gentle wind chimes coming in through the hall. A series of drapes situated at multiple levels within the dome seem to absorb the sound, and so there's almost no echo.
Okay. Is there someone who seems to be in charge? Someone available?
Make me a perception check.
Yep. Perception.
I'm also looking for someone who could, a priest who doesn't seem to be busy right now. So, do I do a perception check too?
Well, actually, I would have given the next person advantage, but apparently Sorsha is very perceptive. um, yes, you. Let's see. Where are you? Okay. Yes, there's a young woman wearing the garb and the symbol. So it comes up towards you. With the 21, the first thing that you notice is the sort of the bags under her eyes. She doesn't look like she's been sleeping well lately.
Okay.
But still, as she sort of turns towards you, so first of all, she has a glance around, seeing that everybody's busy and that she's she's the one that's going to have to deal with you, and she steps forward. Coming up to in front of you, she bows her head, her hands sort of clasped at her waist. Welcome to the Temple of Savras. May I help you?
Yes, actually. We are, well, looking for information, if that surprises you.
Please, go on.
We are planning to adventure to the jungle, and all insight is welcome. If you have recent news or anything particular, place of interest, places of danger.
Visions.
As there's a moment of maybe hesitation as she sort of maybe eyes you up differently and says, "Yes, actually, I would speak with you with regards to." And as she starts, there's she's interrupted by a yell in maybe in anger or somebody frustrated, sort of venting. And as you turn, you can see three. Yeah, you can see three people walking. They are wearing maybe adventurers garb. They seem to be northerners. Sort of, and they seem to be sort of walking in a huff. As in sort of one of them in sort of Eluskan sort of swearing, and the other two maybe grumbling, but also pushing their more irate comrade towards the front, towards outside.
Suppose they they got a vision that they did not like.
Mm. They were meeting with our head priest. They have been here several times asking the same questions, and well, we have orders not to answer them.
Orders?
Why would you not answer someone?
The
Depends on the
information.
question.
Information is precious. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Savras believes in distributing knowledge and power, but we must be wary of who wields that power and knowledge.
So true. So true.
And those have been deemed to be undeserving?
Mm. Grandfather Zitembe has decided that they would not get the answer that they seek. Not from us. And as such, well, those are his orders.
Mhm.
If you wish to, oh wait, sorry, I actually do have the. They actually are not Iltuscan. They are Titherian, all three of them. I don't know if that actually helps you. I believe
No.
Titherian. I'm gonna have to look this up again, aren't I?
Odd life of a GM.
Titherian. Oh, actually, I looked this up last time. Yeah, so they are an ethnic group common in West Faerun. I guess these would be. Yeah, so a melting pot of Calamshite, Shondathan, Ilduxan, and Lo Netherese. Yeah, I guess these would be the equivalent of East European, maybe.
Okay.
So, so yeah, fairly, so fair skin. Let's see. No, sorry. So the skin tends to have a dusky hue, although on average they're increasingly fair in complexion the farther north one travels. Yeah, so yeah, this would be yeah, Eastern European kind of.
All right.
As they pass you by, the three of them sort of have a look towards you, and they almost, if you had not sort of moved a bit to the side to speak with the acolyte, they would have been sort of they do not seem to be the kind of people who would stop within their stride for you. And as a pair of merchants walking up the steps discover very that they are quickly sort of pushed to the side, or almost thrown into the onto the sides of the steps as these three sort of storm out.
I mean, they can try to knock a Luxodon aside. It's fine to try.
Yeah. Have fun.
I think they're gonna move aside.
Mm.
Or pick a fight. Their choice.
What language were they speaking?
They would have been speaking. I'm thinking they would be speaking something along the Kalimshite or something like that. It is, or I mean, fairly common. You can pick up the word. You could pick up a couple of words if you wish.
Seeing where I'm from, I would have asked if I could understand what they were saying.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
Great! My rolls are going to be fantastic tonight. I
Hey,
think.
Yeah,
14.
14.
14 is good.
14's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I understand. With the +8, you would wish to have it. Yeah, they seem to be. One of them seems to be grumbling. I think that the couple of words that you gather are, yeah. And now how are we going to find him? Well, we'll just have to do it the hard way. He's got to pop up sometime. Yeah. Look, let's try to get. Yeah, but with the bounty on his head, we need to find him quick. We're not the only ones. and they seem to be the sort of arguing about how to find someone in particular.
Well, I've got the answer I want. I turn to the others. Bounty hunters.
Ah,
Problems.
And I'm turning back to the priestess.
Yeah, so thing.
Actually, I would with the 14. All of you, all of you are looking at this, right? So give me a
Yeah.
perception check.
Perception.
Oh boy, guys. Okay.
Well, that's a train wreck.
Yeah, actually, all of you are sort of trying to avoid their gaze as to not being drawn into the conflict, and the only one actually paying any attention is Gale.
hey, she's the mercenary, so
Yeah, true.
Or just focusing on the priestess.
Yeah.
'Cause she was about to say something.
that.
Em, can you? Is everything okay?
You hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have no clue why, but my earphones just decided to go poof. So I haven't heard anything that went on in the last 3 minutes.
Oh, can you hear us
Alright.
now?
After you asked everyone to roll for perception.
Well,
Oh,
I
well,
considering
was
that
mostly us going
all of
like,
them
"Holy
failed.
shit."
So
Oh.
I just want to say, Vroon, you rolled a 6. Heinrich, you rolled a 6, and Sorsha beat everybody with her fantastic 9.
Yes.
Well, does my 14 still count, or do I need
Yes.
to roll another one?
Yeah, make me another one, just to see if there's because you were trying to listen in.
She's an active listener.
Please do better
I
than
mean,
us.
it's gonna be a 6. No,
Ah.
13.
No, 13. Let's see. No, I'm not. I'm trying to justify me giving you this information, but no.
No.
Nope. No, 13 is just not good enough.
However, what you do notice, Gale, as you're walking through, is that because this is not something that they are hiding. So they're wearing fairly dark clothing, and on the back of one of them is embroidered into the leather armor is a black winged serpent.
Ah, come on.
I point to the others. If they haven't seen it, I pointed to them.
Yes, these three are openly flaunting their colors as Zentarum.
Well, we know that they have stepped in after the Flaming Fist have reduced their efforts here.
You never get rid of those, right?
I would say the Flaming Fists were worse.
I don't know them, but yeah. I trust you.
Difference between the Zentarum and the Flaming Fist is the Zentarum at least do a token effort of discretion, where the Flaming Fist just steps in like an invading force.
The acolyte who's been listening to your conversation as you are still very much engaged with her, and still her hand clasped at her waist, speaks up and says, "They have been these black serpents have been empowered. Yes, when the Flaming Fist left the city, they have been gaining in influence, which is one of the reasons why Grandfather Zitembe would not want more information go to them." it is becoming a bit tense. You were not of the Zentarum, then?
Oh no. Ah, definitely not.
We have had dealings with them before.
But you were saying about something you wanted to say.
Yes. But those matters are of a personal nature. I would, should you venture south into the jungles, and she sort of you can see that she's starting to ring almost sort of wringing her hands, a bit nervous. I would, if permitted, accompany you down to the Aldani Basin. Something to verify and check there. But first, let us see why you are here. I believe Grandfather Zitembe is free now. So please, this way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I do not have art for Grandfather Zitembe.
Aw.
Oh man.
Let's see.
Disappointed.
Yeah, I know.
Like so disappointed.
Oh, we missed that, Sorsha.
It was
You
a bit
didn't
too
hear?
quiet. It was
No,
a
I
bit too
didn't.
quiet.
Yeah.
I was saying it's like the disappearance of your beard.
Poof.
As as you walk through the temple, yeah, the smoke starts almost sort of gets in your eyes. You find yourself sort of rubbing them as the heavy incense seems to start to take its toll. And you are brought into one of these small, sort of a larger alcove than the ones that were in the center. And in this one, you can see an old man wearing fairly colorful robes that seem to be a sort of a motif of stars and eyes over a sort of a bright blue robe. He has a sort of a trimmed white beard and is wearing a sort of a turban matching his outfit. A sort of this, not a turban. Sorry, this would be more of a sort of a low fez in a sense. So the sort of a roundish sort of hat that would sit on his head. And you can see that on the back of his hands, he has tattooed and almost raised. So there's probably sort of implants underneath. It's not scarification. The sort of implants within on the back of his hands, and these have been sort of reinforced with henna or some sort of coloring. So the symbol of Savras. So these eyes. As the young acolyte walks in, the Zitembe mentions, "Who have you brought me now, Inete? Not some of more of these northerners, huh?" "Oh,
Technically.
well, not all of them. Please, come. I hope you bring an interesting conversation. I need to rinse my palate after the last one."
I'll give him a bow and go and sit near him.
Well, no one ever has found us dull company. So
he has this sort of very that laugh that comes from that comes from really from the belly, as in this is the he when he laughs with his whole body shaking, and says, "Yes, yes, I can imagine so. So please, you are here for questions, yes?"
Yes, we are. We're planning to go in the jungle on request of a few of our superiors. And we would like to know if you have any information and if the name Soulmonger rings a bell.
No, I do not know that name. Is it a person? Because I
We have
warn
no
you,
clue.
I do not give the locations of persons just like that. I told the other ones.
We have no clue what it might be.
Mm.
Could be a
Person or
person, it could be a
object.
location, it could be an object.
Mm.
But what the seers in Waterdeep, where we come from, have been able to decipher is that is the one responsible for the plague that has fallen on the Sword Coast, at least.
What plague?
we are not allowed to discuss it further, but
We are in a
Well,
place of
Surely you-
information. If you
yes.
wish information, you must give. I can ask the spirits and the gods for advice, but their answers are very precise. If I cannot give them a precise question, I will not get an answer.
I'm sure that you, being one of the priesthoods, would have noticed something amiss by now.
I am noticing 4 northerners who are very close to what they are. They are asking for information and not giving me much. So please,
I look to the others and say, the reason why we were asked not to tell too much is not to send a wind of panic in the city and in the people. But I think we can trust one priest who is
Yes.
about gathering information and who, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah, my
Savras
God.
is a
Would
god that
would
doesn't
have
give out
known.
information that largely. If I am to trust what you said, the previous bunch of Northerners that were here, so I think we can trust you with this information.
I
I
am
agree.
happy to hear that. Now, tell me.
Have you seen a plague fall upon all those who had been relived
And a failing of the magics to bring others back.
to life?
Chult is a land of necromancy, of undead beyond these walls. The magics of resurrection are usually frowned upon. But I see what you mean. I have heard from other temples that some of their miracles are limited. Is this what you speak? Is this the
Yes.
plague that you are speaking of?
Yes.
Not only limited, all those who have been revived are now dying.
As I said, in Chult, the relationship with death is particular. We do not take from the jungle what it has claimed for itself. A matter of respect.
Sure, but the claim is coming to the far coast, and
So, if this plague is affecting the Sword Coast, what are you doing here in Chult? This has
The
nothing to do with us.
Yes,
it,
it
it
does.
the temples of the seers and the knowledge and knowledge of the Sword Coast have been able to determine that the source is coming from somewhere on Chult. Nothing more precise. But the source that is stealing this life comes from Chult.
Somewhere in the jungle.
All I am hearing are northern seers blaming their problems on us, as they
On
have
an-
for generations.
No.
It's not
Wait.
blame.
There is just a problem that influences everyone. We're not blaming. There's no blaming game here. We just have a problem that concerns everyone, and it would be interesting in interests of the Northrends and you guys that we found together a solution and that we find the location of this famous soulmonger so that we can all continue our simple lives without people dying that are being resurrected. And gives a little
We're not even asking for your contribution, just for what you do, information, and we'll do our task. We're not asking for retribution. We're not asking for compensation. We're
And
just,
of course, we
I-
will compensate you for your efforts.
of course,
yes,
it's normal.
we're just trying to solve a problem here. That's it.
Zitembe, when you mention compensation, he sort of nods. Says, yes, but of course. See with Inete for the compensation. I will ask the guides. Actually, he would, yeah. And when he says the guides, you definitely have the feeling that he's not going to be going down to the Thundering Lizard. I will, yes. Come back tomorrow, this time. I will have your answers for you. Or not. Go. Go. Go.
Thank you, grandfather.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
I guess then we'll go back to the lady who was here and go like, well, we'll need to pay.
The unit is sort of the standard rate for such demands and questions is 25 gold.
All right.
I'm thinking this is not a haggling situation, right? I mean,
You can try.
no. It's one of those things where sometimes it's like, well, it's 25 gold, and then you go like, okay, well, here's 25 gold, and like, sucker, it would have been 10. And I'm sort of going like,
Do
well,
you want to make an insight check?
yes,
Okay, go ahead.
Just in case, you know?
Case in point.
it's a 20.
Yeah, there you
That
are.
is a 20. No, this is not the
a
kind.
dirty 20.
This is not the kind of thing that is
Haggled on.
haggled on.
No, I mean, I
Uh,
just wanted to check because it is in the merchant ward, so.
I mean,
Um,
let's face it. These are temples in the merchant ward. These are temples in a city
in
very
Buenos Aires.
much changed and by Joaquin and
Ruled by
the
merchants,
yeah,
princess.
exactly. But you do understand that this is that most likely there was a that the haggling happened without you knowing it.
Yeah.
As in, she's not. There's a reason why she's the one that she's telling you the price. As the haggling would have been with grandfather Zitembe, and so it's this thing. Whereas they shunt you to somebody else. It's like, yes, but I'm not in charge. I can't change the rates.
Mm-hmm.
Very clever.
That's fine.
And you're not going to go disturb the grandfather Zitembe just for a couple of gold.
well, who's gonna pay the 25 gold, or are we gonna divide it
I will
by?
take it out of the group funds.
Okay.
Um,
We still have plenty in there as well.
okay. As she sort of stands there, she accepts the coin, placing it into a sort of a sash that she has at her side.
Bless you.
Is there anything I can help you with?
A bit of information regarding to the local guides, maybe,
Mm.
about who is known to be trustworthy or not.
All of the guides. Let's see. I just want to find him again. Yes. You will find that all the guides in Port Nyanzaru who work for Jobal are trustworthy, else they would not be in Jobal's employ. He has a reputation to keep, and the standards of his guides are important to him and to his customers. A guide untrustworthy does not come back from the jungle.
Right.
That is good to know.
Yes.
And
However, be wary. There are bad guides.
Of course. I assume that you do not have the knowledge on which ones are bad guys.
I would distrust of anyone fair-skinned as yourselves. But they do not know the jungle.
Fair skinness myself.
But you seem. But as she turns to the armored Luxodon, which again is something you get a few stares from the natives are going, wait, what? Why?
I am no guide.
No, I guess not. I would say trust. Be wary. Trust your instincts. And pray to Joaquin. May she guide your steps.
I have a last question. What was the place you were wanting to go?
The Aldani Basin. South.
Someone mentioned this to us already, did they not?
Not
The
sure.
basin. Oh, I see the entire grid. It's not.
Yeah, it's not blanked out.
Yeah, there
Okay,
you
there
go.
it goes.
Sorry about that. I'd forgotten. I was trying to look at the.
It was too small to
Yeah,
have
we didn't
been
see anything, but it
very.
was like,
No worries.
hold on, that's not supposed to be the thing.
Yeah. So the Aldani Basin is the you would know this, Vroon. So Port Nyanzaru is set between the mouths of two rivers. You have the river Tiriki to the east, and you have the Shoshin Star, which is to the west. And should you follow the Shoshin Star up to its source starts in the Aldani Basin.
Right.
So maybe somewhere further than this.
Yes.
Mm.
All right.
Do we know anything about Camp Vengeance and Camp Righteous?
Make me a history check.
Oh. Ooh.
Can I assist you in that also, Vroon?
I mean, if you can.
I would ask. How would you? How would you know this?
Maybe when we were. Maybe I was a bit curious about the Flaming Fist or another organizations into Schult, and I talked to
Okay.
people just like that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
sure. Okay, I'll allow it. So yeah, Vroon, roll with advantage.
I mean, it's still not great, but a 15.
That's a 15. Okay. Well, that's mostly thanks to Heinrich's help.
Yes.
Camp, at least Camp Righteous. Camp Vengeance, you've never heard of. But Camp Righteous sounds very much like a camp set up by the Order of the Gauntlet. Again, I keep sorry.
Heard the name before, but
yeah. Let me just get you the. Here we go. So the Order of the Gauntlet. The Order of Gauntlet is something that is actually quite well known in Waterdeep as well. They have a chapter there. The Order of the Gauntlet is a organization whose members vow to fight evil in all of its forms, to protect others from the depredation of evildoers, placing faith in good aligned deities such as Storm, Helm, Tyr. They're basically what's left of the lawful good paladin from previous editions. So these are very much if you've played Baldur's Gate 2, these are very much the guy the paladins. These are lawful good to a fault.
Well, we found 4 of their bodies in the cave.
Yes, actually, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
That's where I heard
Absolutely,
the name before.
yeah. So for the folks at home, this was part of the unrecorded sessions in Waterdeep, where underneath they fought. What was it? A demon and another one.
yeah,
A pair of demons who had
demons.
who had eviscerated a group of lawful goody two shoes. Well, one shoe was here and the other one was on the other side of the room with the leg attached.
And we fought someone else, but that's maybe a spoiler. So
yes, let's leave that.
yes.
So yes, so the Order of the Gauntlet has sort of taken up. There have been rumors about you're talking about different organizations. Definitely the Flaming Fist, because that You've also had or the Order of the Gauntlets, who basically declared a crusade against the evils of Chult. And so there have been expeditions financed by the Order of the Gauntlet into the heart of the jungle to try to find the source of the undead and to strike it down.
Yeah, they'll probably still be there in the next century, so.
They do probably consider everything in the jungle as an evil.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh no, a dinosaur. It must be evil because it likes to eat on me.
Well, we know that we need to come back tomorrow. We have some time. Do we want to visit something else or see something else while looking at the group?
Well, I know that you are not very used to the heat yet, but if you want, we could visit the public baths.
Oh, what are we waiting for? And he starts walking.
Sweaty.
He doesn't even ask for a direction. He's just like, "What are we waiting for?" And he starts walking.
Okay.
Gale is shrugging. I mean, you're saying water to a water genasi.
I thought you liked spending time in water.
Personal hygiene is very important. Don't forget that. And start talking.
So where are you headed? So yeah. So Heinrich, you're clearly leading. Where are you headed?
Vroon!
Yes.
Vroon!
Hmm.
Where are we going? I don't know my way. Please.
Well, it's all the way on the other side of town again.
Or there is the Temple of Sune.
Oh, Sune again.
Sune is the
beauty.
goddess of external beauty.
All right. Oh, they probably have something cool as well.
Their temple has been described as a spa. So
Yes.
yeah, they'll probably have something.
And look at us. We're beautiful. So we're just honoring their temple. Let's go.
I mean, let's be
Right.
tourists while we can, because I guess in the jungles there won't be any means to do that. So let's treat ourselves.
When I lived here, I did not usually have the luxury of visiting either the public baths or the temple, so I'm curious as well.
Let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
try the experience.
Okay.
All right, Sune then.
We're
So
going for the Sune experience.
yes.
Over
So
on the island over here.
yeah, absolutely. So
Which is much
as
closer.
yes, this is much closer.
By the way.
So it doesn't take you very long to come to the steps that lead up the. I'm gonna actually move this gently to the side. This would be
I
bad.
think you have some extra layers or something.
There we go. No, I just wanted to see the road underneath.
Yeah.
So you basically move up onto the high street that leads to this island just off the coast of Portney and Zaru. It is isolated atop a rocky formation in the sea. The Temple of Sune is reachable only by an elevated causeway from the Temple Hill or possibly by boat. Steep steps wind up the cliff from the temple's small harbor. When seen from a distance, the temple's roof seems to float in midair, an illusion created by mirrors lining the outside walls. So you have
So
as
you're seeing the ocean in the mirrored in the temple?
mostly the sky actually. So you have you have very much you have this sort of impression of a dome, sort of. Let's see. That's what. This dome sort of hanging in midair with a sea of clouds above it. As you come forward, there is the building itself is magnificent, but there is something very peculiar about it. As you step forward, the beauty of it does not seem to the harmony of it seems to be perfect at whatever distance you see it from. And as you step closer, you're starting to realize, wait a minute, you're not exactly sure if how long the causeway is, how far the temple is, up until you are right in front of it, and there's this immense towering.
311 feet.
Hmm?
I was just being a jackass. I said it's 311 feet though.
um, the it is a structure of white marble in a sort of completely in incredible taste. It seems to be of one it seems to be how should I put it? Um, You do not see the joints within the stone between the stones.
Like the Taj Mahal, basically.
Yeah. I'm basically acting. Yeah, I'm basically going for the Taj Mahal kind of thing. Thank you for.
Simplifying.
I've been there.
You've been there. Yeah. So you know about the illusion.
Mhm.
The idea that you have no idea how tall it is until you're basically nose against the door.
Oh, that's nice.
Chatting on as you leave the causeway and you step onto the island. The island itself is covered with flowers, orchids, arranged in a pattern that is both soothing to the eyes but also to the smells, as the different flowers complement themselves and giving you this sort of rainbow array of smells and almost sort of this perfumed island. As you step forward, Vroon, it's almost too strong for you. It's almost intoxicating. The smells sort of fill your lungs
Mhm.
and your senses. Walking about about sort of very precise paths within these flower beds, you can see a series of young Chaltians, most of them in either engaged in flirting or prancing, sort of moving about. Most of them in very very colorful clothing, the makeup as well. You can these are very much. It looks, for anyone who's seen sort of Birds of Paradise court each other. It's very much this courtyard of courting. As they walk about. A couple of them sort of look towards you, sort of as you pass by. Some with some surprise, others with with an expression you can't really discern, especially when they're hiding half their face with a fan.
Probably like eye rolling, like
There's a few eye rolls, maybe, yes. As you step up, the doors are closed. Okay. Is there anything that you would like to do? You go to bang on it.
Hello.
As the so did you bang on the door?
Do they have a bell or anything like that?
No, there
Any
doesn't
means of
there doesn't seem to be a door or a knocker or such.
Okay.
So these carved wooden doors, which seem to portray again figures of and symbols of beauty, youth, and the exuberance of youth and love. As you sort of go as you're wondering if you to knock or not, the door opens. A pair of Chaltians, fairly young. I mean, well, young. I would say sort of early 20s. Gorgeous, both of them. One male, one female. And sort of open the doors with these wide smiles. And sort of they sort of look you over, all of you. Could you please, all of you, make me a charisma check?
Charisma check.
Yes, charisma check.
Not safe.
Not safe.
let's laugh.
Oh god.
22.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh god.
I'm waiting for Sorsha's roll though.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Sorsha. Yeah.
Oh!
Um,
Oh, Sorsha!
Yeah.
You're not in your element!
DM, just for the fun of it, could I do a chronal shift just for the fun of it, or you're like, ah,
It's chrono shift is more about this is not a save.
it's wait, attack roll, ability check, or saving throw?
Yeah, but this is not really an ability. This is not
Okay, not a problem.
I'll say no, but I'll explain you'll get it in a second. As the two of them sort of
Let's blame it
sort
on
of
the weather.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
honey!
For
Yeah.
Oh, honey, those clothes, there were no, like the fashion police impression I have.
there's a okay. So sorry, I'm trying to. I wasn't expecting this. I was hoping for this, but I was not expecting this.
Enjoy.
Vroon, you managed the 22.
Yeah, he managed the 22. Yeah, he rolled a natural 19. So,
He's
yeah,
in
so-
Schultz.
So for the people at home, I'm gonna put the here you go. So we have a 22 for Vroon, the Luxodon, a 9 for Heinrich, the nobleman. Gale, the mercenary, gets 4, and Sorsha, the bard, gets an 8. You with a natural 3. And no, I will not give her advantage on this.
Let's be real. Heinrich and Sorsha are both drenched in sweat, and Gale is wearing her old armor
Yeah.
and has not made any token effort to look good
And I
today.
think that's exactly what I mean. You're right on the money. They're looking you up and down, and this is very much. This is the kind of look you would see in a high school Hollywood film, right? As in the top to bottom, and going seriously. For Vroon, they look up at you, and there's probably something in the light, the armor, gleaming, the fact that it's adamantine. It's adamantine, right? It's not mithril.
Yes.
It's adamantine.
Yeah,
Adamantine. So there's that bluish sheen to it that sort of catches the light. To them, as they look about you, going the gaze going up, and you can see them in sort of almost enamored by this apparition, and both of them sort of look to each other, and there's a moment where there's something that maybe there's something that goes on, some sort of unseen communication that goes on with them, not telepathic. You can see the expressions in the faces, sort of micro expressions, and she goes, so she sort of sighs, and he sort of brings you, steps forward, places his hand on the front of your arm, sort of, and the other one on at your elbow, and sort of ushers you in, and says, "Please come." The woman,
Thank you.
the woman sort of looks to the three of you and says, "Well, there is potential, but we'll have to work a little bit on that. Please come in. Let it not be said that we have turned away how should I put it? We have turned away a noble challenge. Please, this way."
Are you picking a fight right now? Because you're gonna get it.
Gil takes you with her and says, "You'll impress them after you've taken a bath."
Yeah, let it be good.
So the the experiences that, so Rune, you are separated from the rest of the group as you are welcomed as a brother of Sune, and as you walk into you are brought into a side chamber of the temple. You find yourself in this beautifully arranged, let's call it a green room, arranged with flowers, fountains, and let's put it, if you were human, these would be gorgeous people lounging about, talking, eating fruits off of silver platters. It is a very relaxing place, and you find yourself almost too much at ease to actually feel really at ease. As in, you're going, "What am I doing here?" Um, the other three, you are brought almost unceremoniously towards a series of baths and sort of rooms that I mean, you're basically brought to a spa, but in the makeover sort of section, and you are to not to whole narrate the whole thing, but you are brought in. Basically, you are. Uh, so this would be
Drench, scrub, and
yeah,
repeat.
pretty much exactly. It's pretty much that. It's that whole scene. As in, okay, brush then moved in. You feel the skin on the skin on your body is rubbed raw. The clothing that you wear, you have. Gale, you're going. No, wait. That's mine. That's mine. Where are you taking my armor? And you are sort of pushed down by sort of um, this would be. I was about to say a matron, but no, she would probably be. She wouldn't be sort of matronly. She would be a fairly sort of wide, muscular woman, sort of basically grabbing you, pushing you back down into the bath.
I'm getting a scene.
Hmm?
I'm getting a Mulan scene.
Yeah. Mulan.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's pretty much I could definitely see that.
At worse at home.
That's, um, so I have a question here. So I mean, Gale and Heinrich can't do much about the color of their skin or the scars or whatever they might have. Changelings are a bit different. How do you react? I'll say to this thing. Do you go
I'm
along with it?
I'm kind of annoyed because even though Changeling has, well, can appear whatever they want, but she's not the shallow type. She likes being, yeah, having compliments and
Mhm.
everything. But that is too much for her. Like, way too much. And it's so shallow. And in the same times, they're annoying her. So I guess at one point, I'm like pushing someone. I'm like,
Mhm.
it's getting out of the bath, and my hair is so shiny.
Okay.
Um,
I hmm. Make it a performance roll. Come on, just
When you get out of the bed with that air upon your face that I probably recognize, you'll have a little, I help you out, and I'll give you a little guidance.
I'm probably
No, I
Yes.
don't think. No, I will not allow this for two reasons. One, because let's have her roll naturally because we know she's not going to fail this. Secondly, I'm going to say that you are probably very much isolated, as each the three of you are considered challenges to be. So you can see each other, right? But there is at no point is there fraternizing within the students. No, no. You only.
I'm getting out
There we
of
go.
that like I'm
A
Oh,
dirty 20.
yeah,
myself.
yeah, but that's a
Jesus.
bad roll. That's a
I
bad
mean,
roll for you.
it's still a
For
20.
me, yes,
It's
but
still a dirty 20, but with a plus 11, that's a bad roll. So you must be pissed. I mean, this is it.
yes,
You are pissed. This is not your audience. But as you step out, there's a moment where, okay, here's how it goes. As you've been scrubbed, rubbed, brushed, by these three people, all under the gaze of the acolyte that welcomed you. And as you sort of push to the side, push to your acolyte to the side, Sorsha, you step out of the bath in radiant, naked beauty, and there's a moment where the acolyte sort of looks at you, and you can see you can see her expression change. There's an expression of awe, but also of pure pride.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, I get it.
We've done good work here.
Looking right to him, and I'm like,
To her.
yeah, to her, I'm like, I'm not even at my best. Don't give your hopes up. The weather is terrible here.
And yet, beauty endures. Clearly, you have the mark of Sune upon you. The fact that we could bring it out, well, that is our purpose in this temple, on this earth, within this existence. It is my pride to reveal to the world the beauty that was underneath.
Sure.
You're not drinking the Kool-Aid. But she very much is. She is pretty, and you can see that she has sort of a nod towards the to the team of women that were sort of taking care of you. Said, good work, we did well. You are brought as she turns towards the other two. Why don't you make me, both of you, another charisma check, please?
Oh, by the way,
Hmm?
during the whole time that Gale was in the water probably was doing some very odd things.
Oh, okay. So you've been sabotaging them. You've been playing with them.
No,
Then.
not sabotaging, but the water probably switched colors a few times and going from purple to pink to orange just for fun.
Mhm.
Because if she's gonna allow that, she's at least going to enjoy the water.
So what are you doing? What are you doing with that? Is that
That's just shape water.
shape water allows you to
Cantrip.
change the
Yeah,
color as
change
well?
water's color or opacity, cause the water to form simple shapes. So she probably made some water ships and
So
water
you've been playing in
tridents.
the bath basically while she's been
Yeah.
scrubbing. Okay. There's definitely a moment where, as you were entered into the pool for the first time, and you're sort of robbed of your intimacy as you are disrobed, and so if you push into the water is completely clear, but as soon as you step into it, you go down. I can imagine Gale going down up to her nose into the water, and all of a sudden it goes completely opaque.
Yeah.
And all of the people sort of rushing and going, wait, what happened? And sort of bringing in buckets and sort of trying to change the water and bring in more clear water, but nothing changes everything. And you probably stop at the moment where you start hearing rumors about how much dirt there must have been on you, because that's what's keeping the water opaque. And as soon as they turn around, the water is completely clear again.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go for black. I went for purple and yellow
And then purple,
and
and then they're good. They are completely
pink at
I
one point.
would imagine two of them in the back, sort of the two young women sort of discussing which one of the bath salts you actually put that they actually put in, because it keeps changing colors and they're not exactly sure what's going on. There's a bit of you can see there's a bit of drama happening in the background as these two women are sort of looking at the different powders, smelling them, putting them in. Nothing really seems to work, and they're looking back at the bath, which just changed to another hue, and they're throwing in the.
And when you go out of the bath, I'm probably like, you go, girl.
Yeah, clearly
So,
the acolyte is. Yeah, so go ahead.
charisma check you were asking.
Yeah, with advantage, please.
Well,
That's much better.
Lucky I have that advantage.
Okay. Okay. So Heinrich, what about you?
I've always have Nugget with me, so you have like Nugget floating in the water. around
Yeah.
me.
As soon as Nugget appears, immediately there are shrieks and people trying to catch the rat. They've never seen a ferret. How they have seen rats in and so immediately as there's
They have seen
chaos.
rats the size of ferrets.
I just snap my finger and I put him on my shoulder, and I'm like, he stays with me.
there's as soon as you do that, there's a bit of a as in nobody really wants to touch the rat. They're not exactly sure. And so there's maybe a few. The youngest one probably sort of pushed forward, sort of nudged towards and realizes, okay, I'll do it, and then sort of steps forward. How do you have Nugget react?
Nugget is going to look first, like he's gonna look, and he's gonna observe how that person is treating me. If it's hard, like brushing, and the first Nugget is gonna hiss, like, and if it's really gentle, you get Nugget like little nod, like, okay, I accept this, and just observing, and that's
Okay.
it.
Let's see. Let's see. Do they have? Okay. Yeah. He's not. He doesn't get it. But it's the idea as you if Nugget is on your left shoulder, you realize that a lot of the massage and the scrubbing is happening on your right flank. If he'll go towards where Nugget is, there's going to be a wide berth that he will give. He is scared of this creature, not knowing, recognizing what it is, thinking it might be some sort of rodent, might be the reason, and he doesn't exactly. The bath is pleasant, mostly because compared to the other two, you are left a bit more alone.
Good
Due
boy.
to the
Good boy.
due to the
Good
fact
boy.
is so but yes, the experience is for actually for the three of you, the experience is rough at the beginning. Heinrich, could you please make me a charisma check again with advantage as well?
Was my bloody dumping stats.
Jesus Christ.
I have a +0. My stats on charisma is 10.
Yeah, so does Gale, and she still managed a 17. Yeah, I think I don't even think I should have given you advantage. I really want you to have that
Correct.
natural
So
one.
I take the natural one because it's
No.
more funny.
Okay.
No, it's funny. Come on.
Okay.
Like seriously, the moment it's done, I think I'm.
No, I don't
just
think
gonna-
you're done. I really don't think that you get to the end of the process. The fact that you do not want to relinquish this rodent, the fact that you are actively sabotage, means that they figure that you're a lost cause, that there is nothing to be done with you, and you are unceremoniously given your pack, allowed a modicum of time to sort of get dressed, and you are pushed towards the exit.
I won't let them touch me.
Oh, they do not touch you. They do not touch you. It is very much if they could push you out with the end of a broom, they would.
I start to laugh very loudly. Is there somewhere I can give an offering or something?
Oh, I don't think they would accept it. Yeah, but I mean, yes, there would be places where you would be able to put offerings and such.
I put 1 gold in it. Thanks anyways for the efforts.
that
And I
gold,
give a little wink.
that gold piece is going to be disinfected before anybody else touches it.
Well,
But
I
so
knew I was ugly, but still.
um
Have you ever been cast out of anything as a nobleman?
that's a good question.
Well, it's a quite refreshing experience, but let us say that I'm happy that I'm following other divinities than these shallow followers of Sune. And I just look and I speak loudly enough with a little peak of, I know that certain houses in Waterdeep would treat nobility better. And I just start walking away with Nugget and like, you're gonna have extra treat tonight, Nugget.
There's gonna be okay. So for the rest of you, um, so we'll get back to Heinrich in a second and his adventures alone in Port Nianzaru because that's gonna be funny. For the rest of you, as I mentioned earlier, for the ladies, the experience might have been a bit rough at the beginning, but as soon as progress is being made, let's put it that way, the you join the makeover becomes pampering, and you were given a comfortable, very light sort of silken robes, and you are basically brought into the same space as Rune, maybe an hour or two later. Um,
Room will be there you are.
so Rune, during this time, you have been. I mean, what's been going on?
I think I've just been enjoying this very much. Like hmm. I I never knew this was so pleasant. And like well, thank
Yeah,
you.
there's definitely there's a moment where, of course, there's a few people that are sort of let's say sort of taken aback at the fact that a Loxodon is mingling with them. But you notice that
I'm not too
there's
bothered by it.
but they you start to notice that among the people that are lounging there and sort of talking and flirting and whatnot, there's um, there's quite a few northerners as well. The occasional, well, the humans, of course, but you'll see the occasional humanoid as well. One of the more popular would be sort of a male tiefling, um, who seems to be under the watch of a female dragonborn, sort of the dragonborn sort of looking like this, looking at him. There's an expression that seems to be a bit harsh around the eyes while he's sort of lounging, flirting with both male and female Chaltians there, while the dragonborn is um, there's a pair of acolytes trying to distract uh, the the dragonborn, but it's not taking. Um, until the moment where the one sort of massaging your shoulders places one particular area, and you can see the dragon going oh, and all of a sudden the worries sort of float away. Um, as um, as the two walk in, a bit like yourself, all the gazes sort of turn towards them, as each one in the room starts to be appraising them. It's it's something a bit weird. Definitely for Gale. There's for Sorsha. I mean, it's the kind of thing that you would see as being a showman or showwoman. I'll say, according to your preferences of the day. There's definitely that moment where, as they're looking, sort of appraising the first glance and such. And the glances seem to be going about, yes, okay, welcome among us.
No.
And as the next hour or two or three, depending on how long you want to stay, you can start hearing among the acolytes rumors of this barbaric town called Waterdeep, where the nobles. Well, anyways, it's and you start realizing that you probably know the source, and that seeing how you saw Heinrich sort of being pushed out.
Yeah,
Um,
weirdos.
yeah, exactly. So, how long do you want? How long do you three do you want to stay there?
Not that
prob-
long.
I'll
Uh,
probably send a literal check on Heinrich when I hear that. Like in the middle of a massage, I'm just sending a literal, make it appear outside the temple and look for Heinrich and try to contact him.
Okay, so Laryl is in their crow shape, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
crow with too many eyes.
right. So there's a moment where you try to do it discreetly, or you have him sort of appear on your shoulder.
Not on my shoulder. I make it appear outside the
Okay.
temple.
So yeah, as you look up one of the many stained glass windows that are illuminating this place, you sort of half snap your fingers or blink your eyes, and Laryl sort of appears, sort of poofs into existence outside. Now, the Find Familiar spell has its limits with regards
Range.
to range,
400 feet.
but there's a moment where you sort of close your eyes, your eyes go white, and you lose all senses as you transfer into the senses of Laryl, who seems to be. There's a moment where your senses, especially for the eyes, you realize that the eyesight seems to be shifting from one eye to another, so one until it sort of stops on one as you're saying, no, I'm taking this eye is mine. And as you fly, as he flies off into towards the city, you can see a sort of brooding Heinrich, sort of walking the high causeway back towards the merchant ward. Unfortunately, it doesn't take too long before you lose that connection.
Okay,
As
the
I
last
believe
thing.
as the Find Familiar spell, I believe it's only 100 feet, 120 feet.
I can confirm it. It's normally 100 feet.
When I
Okay.
the instruction I give Leroy is be good, keep an eye on Heinrich, and help him if needed.
Okay. Okay. He does not
Yeah,
have his special abilities. He is just a crow. He's got the apart from the eyes, he's got all the normal statistics of a crow. So just so you know.
sure.
So yes, at one point you're maybe about halfway across the causeway, Heinrich, when a familiar crow with too many eyes sort of lands on your shoulder, opposed to the one where Nugget is seated. Nugget doesn't seem too happy about that. There's a bristling of fur, a bristling of feathers on the other side as the two um, sort of bicker, and yeah, these are not friends. I mean, one of them is a fae, the other one's is a aberration. These things don't get along by nature.
Mm-hmm. Come on, guys. I have the worst day today. Be nice, or I swear to God, I will send you back to the Fey realm, and you. I will find something. But
Make an intimidation check, please. Yeah.
ah,
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I mean, the frustration is seething
Helping.
off of you, right? You are all that frustration is. They maybe don't necessarily deserve the words, but you channel into whatever. And there's a moment where you growl, and both of them just go. and sort of you can feel the claws and the talons sort of move sort of just gently to the edge of the shoulders, just so as to keep as farthest apart as possible, while still being on your shoulders.
Good. If you're both good, you will get some food. So at least I don't have Sorsha who's going to say, "You didn't feed my raven." So
There's
I need a drink.
there's a
And
bit
I'm
of the crow has a sort of a little pick of the at your earlobe, and has a sort of a caw that sort of sort of reminds you of the immediately as you think you can hear the word food in the caw.
Later, and start to walk.
Okay. So where are you headed?
Oh, I'm going to the gentle repose.
Okay, you're gonna cross the whole city on your
Oh,
own.
I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm like, I went from Waterdeep to the jungle city. It sucks. It rains. It's hot. I'm all alone. I don't have my servants, my family. I am really like at the brink of just bursting and say like, okay, I don't have a teleportation spell, but why the fuck not can I try? And it's just like,
Okay.
This has been fun, but this is enough.
yeah, he's
Sweet
literally at the
home.
he's almost at the breaking point.
Then, my friend, I don't think you're gonna enjoy the next part. As and please, well, the people in chat will, well, the people in chat, the people in the audience will actually see what I'm talking about. Um,
So table,
Uh-oh.
you meet a dinosaur.
no, not a dinosaur. So as you're walking across the causeway, there's maybe no, I think it'd be a bit further down. So as you're going through the just the edge of the harbor ward um, into towards the market ward. I mean, you recognize the streets enough to know that to know your way. I'm not gonna. It's not that big of a city for you to get lost. Um, at which point there's a you feel it you start thinking you find there's a drop on your head as you start thinking, wait, raining again, and you're realizing it's not raining.
Hogwarts.
As you look above, there are large streamers. So these colorful decorated pieces of rope or fabric being between the buildings, and you can see that there are several men setting up what seems to be decorations along this road, and you can see some very colorful birds perched on top of these ropes.
Oh no! I look at the liquid that touched me. What is
It is
which
white.
color? Okay, Heinrich, it's gonna be okay. One day we'll learn Fireball, and it's gonna be okay. I start to breathe a bit, and okay. Excuse me, good sir, and I start to see if someone is I can speak to.
Make me an investigation check.
Oh God, poor Heinrich.
What is that? A 16. Yeah. So as you call out, you are. I mean, you're bristling, right? Your muscles are tense. You are on the edge of a nervous breakdown, and um, one of them sort of turn. One of the I'd say maybe let's call it, one of the foremen, I guess. One of the people that are standing, who said, "Yes, sir. Can I help you?"
Could you please send me the way to the public paths, please?
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
Okay. He brings you so he brings you down here to 22.
Okay.
Let's see. All the while, so the man do I have?
I also start talking with him, like,
You start
oh, you
talking to
were.
him?
I was
Okay.
like, what kind of celebrations are coming? By the way, trying to talk normally to have him ignore the bird shit on my clothing and on
Okay.
my head, you know.
So his let's see.
It's just one bird, not one bucket.
I have my pride. I've been shunned from the Temple of Beauty, and I've been shat on a bird. I have the right to be pissed off.
He's
So
still sad.
the man's name is Liso.
So, okay.
As he tells you, I mean, he says, yes, we are setting up the decorations for the race in a couple of days.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Actually, no, this would be, I guess. We are setting up for in 2 days.
What kind of race?
You just come in here. You've just arrived here in Chult in Port
I
Nyanzaru,
give
yes?
a hand. I give a hand to my full body. Like, what do you think?
I see many a merchant keep the uncomfortable clothing here. They think it's pride. Anyways, no, a dinosaur race, thunder lizards, the whole city shakes.
Okay.
We had changed clothing, by the way.
Oh yeah,
It's
yes,
true.
true.
Clothing.
Oh, I think he still has it. Yeah, but you still have the cloak, right? You still have the
I have the coat from my father.
So, as a bit of color, I thought about this. I would imagine that you had a cloak of +1 protection. You know, the cloak of protection. I think that your father's coat would actually be the same as well. So you just traded one for the other. So let's put in
Okay.
your father's coat being the cloak of protection.
Okay.
So feel free to rename it on your character sheet if you wish.
Okay.
Daddy's jacket.
That sounds so wrong in many ways, but
Oh,
yeah, never mind.
absolutely. And I realized it didn't sound good in my head, and it sounded even worse coming out.
Yes,
but
it did.
I know my public. Anyways, so as you step forward, yes, he seems to be. He starts talking about. Mentions different names and let's see if I can find the
Racing dinosaurs.
racing dinosaurs part. Yeah. I will find it.
You'll find it.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So I should have the name somewhere.
I think there's a table.
Yeah, I know. I
remember
know
there
there's a
being a
table.
table.
I know there's a table. I just can't find it. In could it be at the end?
I think there's like a chapter called Dinosaur Racing.
Could be.
Anyways, you know what? Let's take a
Yes.
5-minute break. Everyone,
Yeah.
go
Grab
get,
a
and
drink.
I will try and find this, and we
Yes.
will be back in a second.
All right.
Yep. And we're back. So, you guys wanted to have a small conversation about what just happened? Before we go to, so just so you know, the Temple of Sune does have a check once you get into it. The so let's see. If you do a 15 or higher, you are granted. You are sort of welcomed as a. It's 15 or above. You are welcomed as a brother or sister.
Nothing special for 20 or higher?
No. I mean,
Aw.
look, I played the fact that you basically were the fucking messiah. But the fact is, underneath 9, you're basically going, oh, honey. It's all about how, yeah, it's.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It's just too funny.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. So here you go. The Temple of Sune. Yeah. So, newcomers to the temple must make a charisma check. Those who score 15 or higher are welcomed as brothers and sisters of Sune. Those who score 10 or higher are offered friendly advice on how to improve their presentation. That would have been incredible if Sorsha had scored an 11, because you would have gotten advice.
Yeah.
And those who score 9 or less are greeted with sad, sympathetic looks and surrounded by a crowd of coddling devotees. I turned a bit that on their head, but yeah. Anyway, so back to yes, so back to our friend Liso and his new companion Heinrich. Heinrich, the all of that frustration that you had seems to be sort of almost to fade away as this man who is walking you fairly briskly because you basically interrupted his work, is telling you about the art of dinosaur racing within the streets of Port Nianzaru. And he's telling you, I said, I said, my brother, he is putting all of his money on Bone Cruncher, but I do not believe that would be good. If you want a sure thing, Big Honker, he is always a sure bet. But I believe, in my belief, that Uptau's favorite, that one has been on a streak for some time now, and is surely to become a champion. But nah, well, my brother, he is greedy, yes, and well, the odds on Bone Crutcher are much better, or worse,
Yeah.
however you understand the system. So yeah, you understand that these. Now the thing is, at no point are you told what kind of dinosaurs are actually running this race. But yeah, it's he regales you about how this dinosaur either the accidents or the thrill of the chase, or this is somebody very very passionate about the sport in question. It is,
I
oh,
just listened
Mm.
with a with a slight smile, like this is what I needed.
So as he brings you, you pretty much crossed the whole city by now. You get to the public baths. Let me see.
Before he goes away, I just take 1 gold coin.
Mhm.
I put it in his hand, and I look him just with a look of, Please take it. You have helped me so much today. I've stopped you from your work. This is at least the smallest thing I can do to make your day also a pleasant day today. So please take this. It's just a thank you out of profound of my heart. This is how we Northerners do it.
Um, yeah, there's a moment of as he sort of nods towards you, takes the coin, and sort of shows you towards the and sort of basically sort of runs up the street back to where back from where you were coming from. So as you come to this immense building, you notice that people are coming in and out on a sort of in a sort of constant flow, very sort of in a relaxed way, and you can see that all people sort of walk in as um, so you can see rich merchants as much as workers or even the occasional street urchin or something. It's the idea is this place is welcoming to all. Um, you as you enter, you can see a few of them placing within a large bowl underneath what seems to be a, let's see if I can find the description. Um, yes, so here we go. You find hanging on the wall the back of a what seems to be let me copy image. What looks maybe the back of a hand mirror, and on it you have the figure of a woman's face with golden reddish locks sort of framing it. I'll put you the
Sure.
in the visual aids. Here we go. So you have this sort of hanging on the wall, and and a sort of a large wooden bowl with coins. You notice that everybody sort of places a coin, whether copper, sometimes even for some of the poorer ones, they'll even just put in a sort of a wooden chip, sort of wooden coin into it. But everyone sort of pays the respect to and you understand it's very much a donation. The figure, of course, on the represented is the symbol of Sune.
You seem like a really, really sour face looking at it for just 5 seconds, crumbles a bit, take just a silver
Okay.
and just put it down and see and it's like, okay, here, you won. Puts the coin down and I don't know, can I find someone for the deluxe package services?
You sure you want another deluxe package service?
So it's these are very these are covered spas, basically a series of baths, a hot and cold, await those who come to bathe and wash themselves. There are a series of sort of fountains where you can sort of basically to take a shower, sort of and you can see that there are multiple I would call them employees. Nothing like what you would see at the actual temple of Sune, but it's understood that they are either there for um, to help clean the keep the place clean. It is spotless, by the way. This is as you're looking around, you're going, Waterdeep could use a place like this. Um, and it is men, women, the elderly, children are all sort of jumping into the baths, moving about. There's a respect, as in everybody knows that you're not here to have fun. This is not a playground, but and the fact that you are here to get cleaned and then you go back out. But you can see that there a couple of the sort of the employees are sort of occupied with either services for either massages or things of the like um, on the sides behind curtains.
Oh, I'm taking that.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna have my
Um,
little spa moment alone, and
Okay.
then I'll go back to the.
Can you roll me 2d10?
8 and a 10.
Okay, so it'll cost you in all. So over the time that you spent, you end up spending about 18 silver.
Not a problem.
Right.
Not a problem.
Right. Okay. So there's a moment where so animals are not allowed.
Yeah. Shit.
So on occasion you'll sort of maybe glance up in a window somewhere or in a on the so the you'll always see the shadow of a crow sort of looking towards, sort of trying to look towards you and sort of keeping you in sight. On occasion, as you look up, as you sort of glance towards the shadow, you'll see that the bee going against the window.
I ignore it. I continue to.
Okay, so let's get back to the other three, shall we? So as you step out, you are refreshed. You are
In like in a very nice warm bath for the last 2 hours or so. I'm like,
Exactly. I would say that your skin is wrinkly, but you're an elephant.
eh.
Mm. Yes, you have been treated by like royalty for the past 2 or 3 hours. So, where are you headed?
Well,
First, I'm not setting foot here again. Ever.
what? Why? It was
No,
Why?
quite nice.
the public baths will do.
Yes.
I don't quite understand.
Oh.
As Gale has been visibly increasingly uncomfortable for the last 2 hours, I mean, you don't even need a perception check to see it. At one point, she just retreated to the gardens and tried to stay away from everyone for as long as possible.
It doesn't help that all the makeup that they applied on your face starts running very quickly, because you,
Yeah. Oh, she took a dip, probably to remove the rest of it.
I would just say that Rune was less shallow.
What?
Frune.
Floon.
Sorry.
Loon.
Floon.
Floon's
Yes.
another one.
And he was
Okay.
pretty much an airhead.
They didn't seem very shallow. They were very nice to me.
Did you had your eyes open?
Yes.
Hmm.
I was treated with actually a lot of respect, and I'm actually not quite used to that in Portnean Zaru.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Good you had it's good someone did enjoy the last few hours.
It was quite nice. They were very gentle, and I feel much better actually.
Yeah, it's all that matters, but
We're glad for you, Floon.
yeah.
But I think the public baths will be good for me next time.
Well, they are much closer to our sleeping quarters, so that
Yes.
will be usually much easier. But this seems I've never been to this establishment myself, so honestly, I didn't know either. And I must say I'm pleasantly surprised.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
you can start hearing the grumbling further out, just starting the grumbling of a storm, sort of coming in from the jungle, echoing the grumbling that we now have outside our window here. Um, yes.
So it wasn't here, but
No. Well, there's a bit of lightning, there's a bit of thunder happening around here. So, um, yeah. So just if you start hearing it in the echo, just know
Yeah.
it's the storm in Chult. Let's just.
Yeah.
It's I'm upping the production value on this
Yes.
on this show.
Perfect.
Yeah, the special effects budget have been a bit over. Well, anyways, um, so as you so where are you headed, basically?
Probably Kaya's repose.
I think so, because
We're early evening now.
like if we
Yeah.
if we can't find, like, if we can come outside and we haven't seen
No, Heinrich is not outside. He has
Heinrich
not
for a
waited
while,
for
and
you.
it's like, well, like, maybe he already went home.
Yeah, and probably I'll sense Leroy if we cross the city.
So, for the Find Familiar spell allows you at any time to sort of blink him out of existence and re-blink him into existence at your level. So technically, if you call to him now, he will be able to come and communicate where he's been.
Let's do this.
So yes, the you blink twice, and the many-eyed raven sort of perches on your shoulder. And in a very quick conversation, telepathic communication, you learn that Heinrich has gone to a large building with many naked people and at the edge of the city.
And Vroondomon will be like, why would he have gone to the public baths? It was just
Huh. Does
and no
Leroy-
food.
Ah,
Yeah, because he promised him food.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, public baths. So it seems, and I'll probably just give Leroy a bit of jerky, beef jerky or something like that. So
well, we'll have to make our way all the way around the harbor wards, but we can get there.
So as you are walking across the harbor ward, as mentioned beforehand, you start getting the impression, Rune, of this that the preparations, and you start seeing the
I'll
preparations
probably
for.
be like, oh,
Yeah,
there's going to be
yeah.
a
I mean, you
race.
know what it is. You know what it is, of course.
Yes.
So as you turn, I mean, you probably what you most likely turn to, you turn to the first sort of kid or person to the street and to ask when it. There's actually, you find on the corner, there's a sort of sitting, maybe restringing a some sort of lute or a string, basically sort of how do you call it? You know, the Chinese lute, sort of the Oh, come on! There's actually
I don't know those Chinese one. I know the Indian one is a sitar, but
yeah. Okay, let's go for the sitar. So sort of restringing a sitar and according it, you see a young tabaxi minstrel. You can see that he's while he's wearing just sort of pants and sort of trousers, sash at the. You notice that he's colored his fur with powder. To sort of giving him this sort of harlequin kind of patchwork of colors all over his fur. and as he sort of looks up as you approach him.
Okay.
Sort of
I
nods.
see there are preparations for a race.
Sort of nods, and you can see that there's a grin on his face.
Then I only arrived shortly. So,
Said you arrived at the good time. The race is in 2 days, the day after tomorrow, and it's a good one too. A lot of the favorites are running this time.
I've been away for a while. Who are the favorites right now?
Now you have me going back to there.
It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I remember one very important name.
Okay.
Because I think Vroon will go like, well, my
He sort of
money
he sort
will
of
be on
scratches.
Uptau's favorite.
He sort of scratches underneath his chin, and do cats have chins? Yes, they have chins. Sort of
Yes.
scratches under his chin. Depends on what you're looking for. If the big honker is always a crowd favorite. There's Uptau's favorite, upcoming young one,
You need not tell me
good
more.
career. Bone cruncher.
What is Uptau's favorite? What is she?
Oh.
He? What are they?
Young Triceratops, winner of the last 3 races.
Very well. I know enough. Thank you, my friend.
Would you care to favor a gambler down on his luck?
Which language does
This is common.
Okay. So I just say, is a gambler ever down on his luck?
I mean,
Only on his means.
What
I think he would say. I think he would say.
Yes.
Joaquin says that one's luck is at the measure of one's means.
What do you propose, friends?
That you help me improve my luck. A gold piece for the information. From one gambler to another. I guess, yes?
I am in a good mood today. I have had a very good day. And like the trunk goes into the coin pouch and just deposited. Yes.
Okay. He sort of takes there's that moment where he takes the coin, he plays around it over his fingers, and sort of he plays it around, goes to the thumb, flicks it, and it sort of flicks over his shoulder into a satchel that he has, and you can hear the clicking of coin behind as it joins the large pouch in which he keeps his instrument, and he says, if you wish to see the race from a good spot, I actually he sort of basically tells you a place where
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess here.
Yeah.
Because I've got a picture from.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
The comic, the bridge from. The bridge to the temple of Savras seems like a really good spot to spot.
This one?
Yeah.
Or this one?
The one, no, the one this bridge here. Oh, of course I'm now.
From the merchant's ward to
here.
Yeah.
That's like if I look at the picture that I've got here, then there's a race going on underneath it. So
yeah. So the race itself, while it finishes at the Colosseum, it would actually start somewhere Most likely, it would start here around the old city.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, no. Sorry. The
Well,
no, it would be the
Tiriki
Tiriki
Anchorage,
anchorage would be
because that's
so.
where the animal pens are. Yeah.
So it is the race itself would most likely. Let's see. Let's trace out this race, shall we? So I would think that the let's see, Polygon line. So you'd probably
It's
start at the
so-
Tiriki anchorage.
The picture that's on the comic
Mhm.
map is sort of has got the finish line somewhere here-ish. So I was like,
Yeah, well, I guess it would most likely start at the Colosseum then. So that's the 20, I think, Colosseum. Yeah. So let's go. So it would most likely start here, sort of wind up the streets. Most likely go around like this. Whoops, sorry. Probably around like this right here. Around the merchant's ward. And through to the race here. Most likely finishing in this area right here. But anyways,
Okay.
there is no. Whoops. Anyways, there's nothing really defined in the book with regards to the whole thing.
No.
But
I mean, I'm just looking at the picture from that artwork.
yeah. So by the way, yes, if you want to be, I will share with everyone. I was hoping to share it later in when if we actually do the dinosaur racing, but might as well. Here you go.
Oh,
And so for the let's see, this would be would be Uptau's favorite. And this would probably be Bone Cruncher.
Okay.
Let me just figure out.
it looks like something of a bone cruncher.
Just want to make sure there's something. Yes, that would be Bone. That would be Bone Cruncher. Yeah, he looks like an Allosaurus. Anyhow, so where were we?
Going back
He's
to
telling
Gaia.
us where we should.
So basically, he mentions that the race itself, would most likely everybody. So everybody's going to be here on the at this place. However, he does have a friend who can basically, he has a friend that basically lives here.
Oh, at the
And
finish line.
At the so he can so he knows somebody who's at the finish line who can lodge you at the finish line. It would be a cousin, because of course it's always a cousin.
Of course, it's always a cousin.
And so if you this would be his cousin. So if you go to that address and you ask for let's see, Sky Under Rain, he will be able to, for a price, let you in onto his private terrace.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's always a cousin, and it's always for a price.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I would prefer to see you race. Or race myself. That would make a good story.
That is true. So what do you do with the rest of your day, basically? I'll say it'll be fairly, for convenience sake, you meet up with Heinrich as he comes out. You meet up in at Kaya's place of
Yeah.
repose um, for your evening meal. Let's say it's about that time. The meal is mostly fish, grilled and spiced. I will not.
Probably considering a lizard for or
Yeah, we'll go to the Thundering Lizard indeed.
Oh, you okay?
Maybe we'll eat at Kaya's
Or
because I
it's-
think the evening meal is included, but
Yes, it
we'll
is.
go out again to drink at the Thundering Lizard.
Because we want
because
to
we-
talk to Azaka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned, the meal is fairly simple. It's mostly grilled fish and tubers, spiced. Vroon, you recognize that the spice has been maybe turned a bit down because for the northerners, but you send
For
your
the
plate back.
delicate palates.
You send your plate back.
I will definitely be like, there.
It is good to know that the northerners have not endangered your palate. I will bring back the real thing. Then
And I'll probably be like have my little pouch and go like I have my own as well, but
you bring your
do
ingredients
not-
into my home.
I do not want to insult you by adding my own spices.
Then you put that down.
Yes.
This recipe was given to me by my grandmother. You change it, you're out. What about the other three?
I'm good.
Go ahead. What else can go wrong for today?
Heinrich, you might want to start at your own level.
I just look at the owner and just say, surprise me. Go ahead. Chult is so nice today for me.
She looks at you.
Are you all right?
Yeah. She sort of raises an eyebrow, and goes back towards the kitchen. So Vroon,
I'm
you were saying.
very fine.
Are you all right, Heinrich?
Yes, I'm very fine.
You seem somewhat agitated.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. There's like two thumbs up, like you'll be fine.
Yes.
You want to
Are you
insight
not-
that?
I don't even. I'm not like. I think I don't even need to roll. Like, should I roll an insight for that, Heinrich?
No.
No.
You know him for a while, so
Yeah.
Plus, you
it's
have
like,
the ring. He's lying through his teeth.
Yes. I get it. Found it when you're lying.
Yeah, you're a terrible liar. No offense, but you are.
There are
I'll work on that.
there are more Omnian dishes that are popular in Port Nyanzaru. If you'd like.
Well, I'll discover that on another day. And he looks like deeply in the glass, like, yeah, another day.
Remember that first curry I made in the tavern, the Troll's Skull Tavern.
Uh-huh.
When we were all breathing fire out of our noses and mouth.
That was regular Jolteon flavoring.
Huh.
Are you sure you want to be surprised?
As Kaya sort of comes out of the kitchen again, and sort of places you have a it's a dish of this would be this It's not. It wouldn't be fish. It wouldn't be fish. It would be most likely sort of dinosaur meat, but it's sort of in heavy sauce. And as she places down the bowl in front of you, Heinrich, she turns towards Rune and says, "Why are you scaring the boy? Huh? Doesn't mean that you can't cook. That he should be that I can not either. Huh? He asked me to surprise you, to surprise him. Well, that's what I do. Now eat."
Okay, and starts to take a bite.
So what you thought was meat seemed to be sort of it's a vegetarian dish. It's sort of again the same kind of tubers and that sort of from the jungle, but it's got this it's got a creamy quality to it. It almost melts into your mouth. It's very much it's the flavors are it's not spices that burns your throat. This is again say that buttery, that almost sweet taste to it, and sort of envelops you, and you can there are layers of flavor upon it. There's a moment where you really sort of lean back, and that moment where you're realizing, okay, this, and you can see Kaya sort of as you turn towards her, she's there with her arms folded and sort of now that is also chult, not only hot, can be sweet as well.
Thank you.
It's not South Indian cuisine, it's North Indian
Yeah,
cuisine.
exactly.
Gil will have a look at both dishes, Rune's one and Heinrich's one, and say,
as you okay, go ahead.
Heinrich, I think I'll try that tomorrow.
As the
Good.
there's probably another bowl that sort of plumps down onto your side of the table, and it's that is always the reaction that people have to my cooking.
So you are prepared.
He is a very good cook.
I'll take a bite.
And a very good hostess.
The meal goes on, and is this enough to sort of break Heinrich's bad mood, or is there still sort of some lingering?
Really small. He literally got kicked out of the Temple of Beauty. So he's like, in Waterdeep, I was asked by many people, and many people were coming to me, and now I literally got kicked out of because I was a hopeless case. So he's even doubting himself, like, yeah, maybe it was just because I had money and I was nobility. They were like flirting with me. Now it's more like hard reality check in his
Oh
face.
fuck! I
Poor
remember
thing.
that. I remember
Hard
that
reality
feeling.
check. Hard reality check in his face. He's like, I miss home.
Okay.
It's good to the thundering lizard.
So as you move across the street to the Thundering Lizards, the conversation you start hearing the different conversations that are happening inside, and a lot of it is about the race. The races happen about once a month, depending on the season. But this one apparently seems to be a good one. It seems to be it's more than just there's an old champion. There's the whole storyline of an old champion, which is Big Honker, up against the young newcomer, and there is definitely that moment where people are discussing, and you can actually see at the back of the room they've set up a large board with the odds of the different participants. So if you wish to see to have the odds, so we have in first place, you have Big Honker, who's at 7-1. Uptau's favorite, who's a 5-1.
I'm doing that one.
Banana Candy, 3-1. Bone Cruncher, 2-1. Grung Stomper, he's at even. You've got Scarback, Nasty Boy, Jungle Princess, and Mountain Thunder. So
and their odds are then like one to something, or
yeah, so it's 1-2, 1-3, 1-5, and 1-7 for Mountain Thunder. So for Jungle Princess, 1-5, 1-7 for Mountain Thunder.
can we record our bets here?
You are made a considering the crowd sort of pressing up against the booth. Yes, very much so. Yeah.
I'm just gonna like go ahead and put like, I don't know, 10 gold on Uptau's favorites.
10 gold on Utah's favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea is, if I understand betting correctly, is that you, if it's so Utah's.
I don't understand it at all.
So Utah's favorite, basically, it's you get your money back plus the bonus of the wager, which is in this case your wager divided by 5 because it's 1-5. So by putting in 10 gold, you would get out of it. You would get out 12.
That's lame.
I mean,
yeah.
Apparently, he's not. Uptau's favorite is not much of a risk with regards to.
No, but I'm also going like, maybe I should go 50 gold then.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh boy.
Like, I'm not interested unless Kumari participates in that race.
Kumari is not a racer.
Yes.
I am not a racer. Therefore, Kumari is not a racer.
I don't care. I would love to see Kumari race.
Mm-hmm. Do you have animal handling, Vroon?
Yes. We all have.
Let me see.
I think Heinrich is good with that.
I do not have it trained. I'm not proficient in it.
You're not proficient in it, okay.
I have a.
I'm just going on the name here. Like that. This is a very much a. This name? Yes, I'm taking that one. And then I heard that it was also a Triceratops, and I was like, oh yes, absolutely.
Can you hear the rain?
Nope.
Nope. Not at all.
You had a high animal handling character.
Maybe I should ask M to go to the window.
I think
Already on it.
who has the highest wisdom actually in the group? Because if I remember well, animal handling. Oh yeah, now I hear it.
Yeah, I do.
Oh damn.
Yes,
it's proper storm outside. And I think it echoes in Chult. The heavy rain now has sort of started pouring in, and
nothing here.
You're in for a heavy night of rain.
My wisdom, I think, by far Gale is going to have the highest wisdom.
Animal handling I have indeed quite high.
Okay. So if you have any interest in this, the animals, from what you understand, the animals are being kept down at Tiriki Anchorage. There are pens that will allow you to sort of check out the competition. There is also the fact that dinosaur owners are welcome to enter the race as well. Though considering that it'd be kind of difficult because this is sort of a race of old champions. It's not scripted, of course not, but it's the fact that if an outsider now might sort of move about the narrative and might shake things up a bit with regards to the narrative. So An unknown might be interesting. Hmm.
As you wish, but I'd love to see Komaru race.
Again.
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
when we get there. The race is in 2 days, so.
I am just going to already remove 50 gold from my
Okay.
and then hopefully get some new back because I'm going full on the name.
Okay. I would love the fact that you bet on Uptal's favorite and still run with Kumari. Okay. So, okay.
Huh.
So, as we moving forward, Vroon sort of places his bet. The others, you find a table. What's the plan for the evening?
We want to meet with Azaka.
Yeah, let's grab a.
Yes, let's grab Asaka and talk.
Maybe let's grab a waitress or a serving person and ask for Azaka.
As you again, the shuffle of waiters pass. You manage to grab someone. You ask for Azaka, and you are turned towards a table where you can see sort of in sort of the back of the room, and you can see that there are two. There's a sort of a crowd. They're sort of calling out, and around as you maybe sort of step forward towards the crowd, you understand that they're actually looking above a small pen, and there are two small dinosaurs. They're about maybe a foot tall. These are basically velociraptors. But you've noticed that they've been their feathers have been sort
Actual
of colored.
velociraptors as opposed
Yes,
to
as in
Jurassic Park
Jurassic
velociraptors.
Park velociraptors are not actually velociraptors.
No, exactly.
I believe they're Deinochitis.
Yeah, there's I don't remember.
Anyways, no. So these are the smaller ones, and so you can see that their feathers have been sort of marked with paint or colored powder to sort of differentiate one another. And you can see that these two are sort of circling each other, and at some point, sort of egged on by the crowd, they jump onto each other, and it's basically a cockfight, except with dinosaurs. On the edge, sort of gripping tightly and sort of shouting at one of them to do better. You see a young woman, the one as described on the posters. You notice Azaka Stormfang. As her attention is sort of being is on the fight until a moment one of the two the two sort of strikes the other, and you can see that the sheath of that nail that sort of comes out of the on each side has been painted white, or and you can see on one of them there's blood that was the white powder is turned to red, and at that point the fight is called. The winner is called. You see Azaka sort of smile with a grin and turns towards a person next to her, and sort of brings in a couple of coins, which she puts in a pouch, and she has sort of that grin, sort of the predatory grin of going, yes, this, of course, yeah, this is mine now. As she turns towards you to probably go, because you are between her and the bar, basically.
And look at the others. If no one's doing anything, I'll go and say, congratulations on the win.
I was just an accessory to the win. The real winner there is is the little friend.
Yes,
But thanks
I've
to
heard
him,
that.
now I can get a drink.
Well, how about you keep that money? We pay you a drink, and you talk and tell us how good a guide you are and how much for your services.
Mm.
You say in your ad that you were born in the jungle.
I was, yes.
Where?
Names are meaningless in the jungle.
And then Vroon will probably just unfurl the map and like, where?
Oh,
As
okay.
you unveil the map, there's this large sort of empty space in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of looks at it sort of thinkingly, sort of rubbing her chin, sort of looking through, and then basically just opens her hand and places the palm of her hand right in the center of this of the white spot and says, "Somewhere here. I do not
And that's
know.
fair.
I do
Fair.
not know where I was born. Ask my mother; she would know. Maybe."
Whereabouts does her hands?
I mean, it's that general. It's their hand encompasses the whole of the whole of the peninsula. You know, you've got the map, and she
Oh,
just
okay.
basically. It's the equivalent of going here, right in the empty spot.
I thought it was at least like I don't know how big the map is, so it's like
I would say the
maybe a
map
hand
is
was like only 5
Mm,
grids.
no.
Or...
It would be no. It would be. I mean, the map would be maybe an A. Let's say an A2, maybe. It's not. It's not a. It's not an A1 map. So, it's a large map, but yeah. She basically mocks you at saying, "Yeah, here. I mean, it's somewhere in the jungle." You know.
Mm-hmm.
But then she kind of looks to see it says, looks at you and says, well no she's looking at the map and says, there are many places here that and she sort of looks about and says, this is not this does not no, and she would say said she would probably take the bottom of the map and start rolling it up and sort of she rolls it up and says, you should keep this more discreetly. There are some who would kill for a map like this.
It is not particularly filled, but
The day
if you
this
say
map
so.
is filled, I lose my employ. And
True.
And a merchant prince would have to find a new thing to sell.
Fair.
Now, where's the drink, and where is it you wish to go?
I'll go to the bar and order 5 drinks.
As you bring back the drinks, she sort of grabs one, downs it, puts it down, and grabs the next one.
Okay.
Keep them coming. Azaka, you mention a personal quest in your ad.
I am not one to speak of my personal to strangers. You hire me, we go there.
You mentioned Firefinger.
Why should we hire you?
Because I know the jungle better than anyone else here. I know its dangers. I know how to get food, water. I have brought people alive, which is much more than some of these guides have ever done.
So you're not pretending having brought back everyone back.
The jungle takes. That is a reality. The jungle is hungry. Sometimes needs to be fed.
What can you tell us of Iku?
Iku. She is choosy. Refuses. She has no need for coin, and that makes her um, high and mighty. Do not let her fool you. She has, like all of us, she has needs. She will sway you. She will tell you what you want to hear. And then when you go, you will learn the truth.
Which is?
I have never followed her. I do not know that truth. But I know that some who did follow her learned the truth and never came back.
What is your truth?
My truth? I am proud. My pride will bring you back.
What brings you to the Fire Fingers?
The terror folk there, they have taken something of mine. I wish to have it back. That is all you need to know.
Are the Firefinger is the Firefinger actually on the map?
Let's have a look.
Minimize that.
Firefinger.
I'm guessing it's somewhere around the Peaks of Flame or something, but
No.
oh.
No. Firefinger would be
I see
actually,
like 1, 2, 3, 4,
no.
5
She
active
doesn't tell you.
6, 7.
She doesn't tell you. What? You see what?
I see 7 active volcanoes. Like
No. So the Firefinger is not at all that.
oh, okay.
No. Don't worry about that. No. The thing is, no, you do not have Firefinger on your map.
No, I'm just going like, well, my
mm,
assumption would have been like
it
the
is
Sky Lizard Mountains would be a good guess because there was
no,
something in
none
the
of
thing.
that.
No.
Firefinger, it is off the river Tiriki.
Okay.
Going to its source, we cannot miss it.
So not very far.
As she explains, I try to decipher her,
Okay.
to see how truthful she is.
By the way, did you ever put that ring back on?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say the thing. We've mentioned that through Waterdeep. So by standard you are attuned to that ring, unless you tell me otherwise. We're still
Yes.
keeping that for here. Okay. Sure. Make an insight check.
Insight, where it is. There it is.
Yeah. She seems truthful. There's nothing. You can definitely sense there's a yeah. She's proud. She's haughty. There's an aggressive nature. That sort of keeps that she's sort of keeping under check.
Mhm.
And she doesn't seem like the kind of person you would that would take kindly to people questioning her abilities. As far as she's concerned, she knows she's good. She knows that she's worth it. She knows that it's that pride, right?
But she's sure about herself.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
I have. There's nothing in your insight check will tell you if she's actually good at her job. And
Yeah,
you know that
think-
she believes she's very good at her job.
Yes, that's right. All right.
And she seems to have the competitive streak.
Hmm. So, about the terrafolk.
Mm.
So you want to retrieve something, but do you mean war? Or do you want to negotiate?
There is no negotiating with those creatures. They're evil, plain and simple. They terrorize the whole region.
What do you mean?
Is that true? Like, does Vroon, because like are Terrafolk that bad?
The ptero folk. So these are basically pterodactyl people, right?
Pterodactyl.
But
yeah.
they are nicknamed terror folk, as in terror, by the Chaltians. And yes, they are known for. These are intelligent creatures who they're kind of the boogeymen in the jungle, as in they are said to be capable to swoop in, grab a child or a young person, and fly off with them before anyone can do anything. And because they can fly, there is no way to catch up with them should they be in the area. And so yeah, a lot of guides, especially on the waterways and in open spaces, will keep an eye in the sky just in case.
They're flying, right? Gale gets an amused grin.
Okay, we'll learn about that later.
Well, I've got a few things.
I'm sure you do.
What things?
They're flying, but I don't think they can outrun sound. I don't think they can outrun lightning.
I mean, that is
Asaka,
depending on how many of them are there.
Azaka sort of looks to you and says, I do not know your tricks, but it is difficult to fight them with steel when they fly above. I know where they are. I bring you there. We retrieve what is mine. And I will bring you where you need to go.
That might take a while.
We do not know where we need to go.
Then why are you looking for a guide then?
Because we need to be in the jungle.
We will probably have a better direction tomorrow, however.
Well then,
Maybe.
and so she sort of raises up from the table and says, "Well, find me tomorrow. I will be here."
We will.
And sort of grabs the tankard and sort of walks into the crowd.
I think Vroon, like, as soon as she leaves, will go like, I like the other one better.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Just starts to nod very silently while looking at his glass, like, yeah, more humble.
She has a high opinion of herself, which generally leads to, well, mishappens, and I wouldn't want us to fall in that mishappen.
I can understand that. I also think that with a certain skill, there is a certain amount of pride and
Oh yes.
being sure of yourself that can come with it. So, yeah, there might be a bit of overt pride, but if she's really that good, I mean, I'm not gonna judge her for that.
You've met a lot of people who were good at their work.
Yeah.
Were they that much of show off when they were that good?
A few of them, yes. Not all of them, because it depends on every person's character, but a few of them, yes.
When you're as good as she says, you don't have to brag that much. That's only my opinion.
If you're as good as she says, why would you not? If you are Sorsha Dragonsinger, why would you not bring it up all the time?
Well, for once, I don't. And for two,
For
that's
once.
literally my job.
They have a job as well.
Yeah,
They have
but
to
she's
sell
not
their
an
ware.
entertainer. My job is to be loud. Is it hers?
She needs to
She
sell
needs to sell
herself.
herself, yes.
Ins-
I am
uh,
very much in agreement with Gale here, and like,
In stereo.
Yeah.
she needs to sell her skill to attract some people who might take her and
if you tell people that you are adequate at the job that you are doing, and someone else says they are amazing, who will you pick?
Saying she's bad. I'm saying that I'm not so sure. Maybe she is, but
I am still more inclined towards the other, though also do not trust that one fully.
Look, we can. For me personally, my vote is going to Echo because if it can help people from Schultz after she comes back by giving money to the poor, I would find that a noble cause at least. So at least when she comes back alive, the money goes to the needy also, and that's important.
Perhaps for our first expedition into the jungle, we can hire this Iku and then see what she does with the money. If she's going to do what she says she would have done, then she seems straightforward.
yes.
If she does not, then we can always switch to other guides.
Good.
She seems too good to be true, but
She does, I agree. Hence
Sometimes
my wanting to see what she will be doing with the money, because
it
someone who says that they will use the money for good are generally too good to be true.
sometimes people are good in this world, and sometimes, well, there are still people that are that good to be true. and it gives some hope in life, you know.
Yes.
Anyways, we've seen both of them. They have the same rates because they're
Most of them do. Yes.
sorry?
Most
Because
of
they're
them do have the same
well,
rates.
the two we've just seen.
Oh, yes.
Iku and oh
Asaka.
damn it. Asaka. So
But
I'm
most
good
of
for
them
either
have
of them.
same rates.
We'll see tomorrow where the information from the temple sends us, and then we'll see what we can do,
Yes.
who we take, because if we're happening to go down a river to Tiriki, well, we know that Asaka is ready to
Mm-hmm.
cut off some price of her rates, I think, for the retrieval of the mask. I think it is was said in her little
Yes,
handout.
but we
We
don't
will
know. Yeah.
waive the fee of 30-day down payments, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, what I'm saying is we have seen both of them. We know we have a preference
Yes.
for Eku, but
Yeah.
Slightly.
we can still decide after we've heard the information from the temple.
Yes, let's do
Well,
this.
What time is it actually for the moment while we're discussing in the tavern? Just out of curiosity, I don't know.
You're a bit quiet.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
that's
said-
better.
You'd gone back from the microphone.
Yeah, you were
What
just leaning back.
what time is it actually while we're discussing in?
So this would be evening. Sun has gone down.
Finish?
Hmm?
Finish?
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. I mean, for you to take the meal, for things to sort of happen around in. Yeah, it's yeah, it's. I mean, it's cocktail
Between.
time after dinner drinks. That whole thing.
Yeah. Somewhere between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Well, how about we go to rest and prepare ourselves to go to the temple tomorrow?
The cooler hours of day have just started.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want to get up
No,
early and
no. Do you propose some activities that we can do then, Vroondomon?
well, perhaps there might be something going on in the Grand Colosseum tonight.
He asked the GM.
Kinda. I'm assuming that the runs in the Executioner's run are going to be
Those are during the day.
earlier in the day.
So you would know that events at the Grand Colosseum are usually held in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Only special
Figured.
shows are held after sundown, as the Colosseum depends on natural light.
Makes sense.
Um, but who knows? You might be lucky.
I mean, to be fair, the Grand Colosseum is not far from our place of rest.
Mhm.
Oh, Ladies, what would you like to do?
Well, if Rune suggests we go to the Grand Colosseum, we can do that. We could also have a look, because we had a quick look at the souk to see what clothing there was, but we could also go and have a look at the souks. Maybe already ask around what kind of gear they're suggesting for the jungle.
Hmm,
I don't know.
Do they sell like spell scrolls or something, Vroon? Because I would be curious what kind of cloak
Likely,
and magic
yes.
that. Oh,
It is likely that they will have something like that.
I would be interested in that also. Maybe I find something useful for the jungle also.
So you would know that for anything magical, this would be most likely what's his name again?
The Merchant Prince.
Yeah, the Merchant Prince. Yes.
Mm.
And while most of the other merchant princes would deal with they have so let's see Wakanda, yeah, magic and lore, as opposed to a lot of the other princes who have their agents all over the place. This one has it's very much how should I put it? Let's see. It's very personal, as in he won't be giving magical items to be selling on the street.
Markman.
So if
And
you want to buy magical
probably
items,
Wakanga, I guess.
yeah. So that is Wakanga Tamu.
Yeah.
Yep. He would be as he is apparently the only arcane spellcaster among the merchant princes.
I remember that he was the magic one.
Yeah.
I see. Hold on. My God, it's so cute.
How-
I see my little dinosaur somewhere on the top of the map in the sea.
Yes, this will be the you are currently at Port Nyanzaru, and therefore you are there.
Okay, that's our
That
group
would be
token.
that will be the token to mark you on the map.
That is very
That's
adorable.
adorable.
It's like, wait, that looks familiar.
Well, I cast my vote on the idea of Gale because shopping is something that would be interesting to see how long we survive, and if we have time, we can go to the Colosseum because I need to buy some components also for some further homework that I'm doing.
If we wish to go to Prince Otamu, I would like to visit my newfound friend there as well. So I would like this.
Your newfound friend?
Yes. Trying to find his name in my NPC list.
Oh, you mean that one person that was at my family's party? You mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for his name in my notes, and it's like,
Did I give him a name?
yeah,
Yes, we give
Essos.
him a name.
Essos.
Well,
Yeah.
And I said he was working for
He
He
was
worked for
a mage
Wakanga.
from Port Nyanzaru
Yeah.
under Wakanga
Otamu.
Otamu.
Yeah. Okay.
oh, that's
Thank God you take notes because I don't.
I had to.
I'm-
I was going like, I know I had this person under my notes. Where the
Hmm.
fuck is he? And then I had to scroll up a bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Wakanga Otamu is a name that has come up a couple of times already. Sindra is staying at his place, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
just
also.
to be sure.
Yep.
Okay. The so as you you leave the din of the tavern.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
So as you step out, still the entryway covered by the huge makeshift T-Rex skull, it is pouring down. You can see that the rain catchers have been open. The streets themselves are being washed away with this torrent of water. Um, and nothing that will sort of take you and wash you away. But now you understand why Port Nyanzaru's streets are so clean.
You don't need street washing if you have torrential
yeah.
rains.
So
Not
everything
washed.
is sort of everything is just rushed right out to the port into the port into the bay. But yeah, so the you can see people walking about with makeshift either clothing that they pull over their heads, hoods. Sometimes you'll see a large leaf that they used. Um, yeah, all
I
manner.
think I think Vroon will definitely be the kind of person that
You don't
grabs like
care.
a big, but still like grabs a big leaf and just holds it with his trunk and.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
The rain is not heavy enough to hurt, I guess,
No,
or is it?
it's not. This is not hail.
Okay.
But it's definitely it's a heavy. No, it wouldn't be a heavier rain. It'd be sort of lighter, but it's still sort of pouring down fairly hard.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, it's not the heavy droplets that you had earlier.
Mm-hmm. I'll have a look at the sky. Look to the side to Heinrich, and just snap my fingers. And with shape water, do you rule that with shape water and the sentence you instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of the water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. The movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. But can I make it so that he doesn't get
Doesn't get wet. I said you want to
doesn't
create
get
an
wet?
invisible.
What's the
Umbrella.
duration though?
Yeah, exactly. What's it?
I would have to keep it up, as in,
Yeah, I don't
I
really.
would.
So on one hand, I don't think the spell is worked that way particularly.
Okay.
Let's say can you put the can you cast the spell in so I can read it in chat?
Yeah.
So one action, instantaneous.
Instantaneous.
If you
Yeah, so
cast this spell multiple times, you can have no more than 2 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time. You can dismiss such an effect as an action. So doesn't that mean that it stays?
um
Mm,
yeah, so normally it would be the equivalent of and I like what you're doing. I really like what you're doing. And you know what? I'm going to be very tempted to say yes, and I'm going to bite myself in the foot because you're going to be reusing this later. Uh, but no, for something as benign as rain, yes, you can definitely sort of flow. The I don't so I
Yeah,
don't
you can redirect it,
I don't
and
think
but
so.
you cannot change the color.
Yeah, so I do think that you would not be able to. It's not the flow because the rain that is coming down is not a flow. It's gravity
No.
taking hold.
Yeah.
However, you would be able to walk dry in the street as you walk up, you part the sheet of water that is coming down the street. You would be able to part it like Moses. Yes, that I would agree with.
Okay.
And so you're basically sort of waving your hand, and you can see that so the wave sort of. But yes, you're basically recasting and recasting and recasting this thing. Fortunately, it's
Yeah.
somatic, so it's just a wave of the hand, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah, you instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of water. That is instantaneous. The simple shapes and animate. That is one for 1 hour. Freeze the water. That the
1
the water
hour
you
also.
freeze. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that could be interesting.
Mm?
No, long water flow create an ice and anybody behind you. Because
Yeah.
because the ice just goes right down right down the street.
But you can't do the two things at the same time.
No,
You
one,
can't
I can do
and
up to
reshape
2
it
effects.
she
Oh,
can
okay.
she
Two
can hold up to
effects.
2 effects.
That's
So she can make. So
incredible,
she could
damn.
technically make a pink water sculpture.
Yeah.
2 effects, yeah.
That's the fun part.
I thought it was 1.
Yeah. Okay. So, where are you headed then?
While that's happening, you just hear like he's just muttering with message to, because I think I understand it's Gale that's doing it probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just I mutter into like a little chord. I just mutter in like, thank you, and I just put it in my pocket and I just continue to walk.
Oh, if Gil heard that, and so Gil heard that, and she can answer, right?
Yes.
You can reply after this message.
Okay. By the way, have you contacted your mother today?
And we're gonna end on that note.
I'm thinking of you because you do not want an angry mother.
And we're gonna
Screw.
we're gonna end that on that note of Heinrich's bad day. Sorry, buddy. Sorry,
I want
buddy.
to hug him. I want to hug Heinrich. Like, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. You're an amazing person. I like you a lot. Beauty is not, exterior beauty is not important. It's the interior that's important.
You know what the problem is?
Tell me.
It's probably the mustache.
Because you had that
No,
day.
simply because the children are not used to some fabulous mustaches. Mustaches?
Sorry, Vroon, but if one day I become Archmage, Schult will be the first to burn.
I mean, you can try, but by the time that you become Archmages, I will probably be a Prince of Port Neonzaro, so...
Then we're gonna have a discussion, but that would be more acceptable.
I'll say this, Heinrich. If you try to burn down Chult, there's going to be a lot of steam.
Hey, for the moment, Heinrich is brooding.
Oh, I get it.
So yeah, it was interesting. It was an interest character development for him. So I'm happy.
I mean, we were discussing this off sort of off game that how you were looking for a reason to hate Chult.
There you have it.
With burning passion, literally burning passion.
Hey, you're the one who decided not to buy a scroll of Fireball before you guys left.
You
I
might
think-
be able to buy it here.
Well, I have another idea because Vroon is giving me some ideas with Kumari and Phantom the steed. Just a little bit of comfort, you know.
Just so you know, so I'm telling you this to meta so that we can move forward when Wakanga Otamu will sell any common or uncommon potion and spell scrolls for first and second level.
That's nice.
The only thing I'm curious about, does he also sell like information, like magical information about
Yep.
Schult? I don't know.
He's a merchant of lore. So if he knows things, yes, you might he might be. Yeah, I'm guessing that he might be the one. If the players are in need of information or whatever, he's the Harper contact.
I want to have a discussion with him
Yeah.
politely.
Yeah, just remember, it's gonna cost you. Oh, you got you have it.
Thank you for spoiling the gift that I actually bought for Gale and Sorsha also, because I was
I don't know if they were paying attention.
Too much.
Yeah, we're gonna end up on that. Okay. So for those following us, thank you. We'll see you next time this thing is up.
Bye
And
bye.
right, enjoy.